Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Like with some of my other videos, I am redoing some of my old videos in voiceover form rather than text only, and this does mean that the content of the video is the same as the original text-only version, but this one has a voiceover. Please just click that subscribe button, and if you want, ring the bell to get notified for my future videos. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get on with the video. Since it started in 2009, the queens of RuPaul's Drag Race have given us some absolutely gag-worthy moments. But sometimes, as we know, what happens off camera can be sometimes just as crazy as what happens on camera. So, here are 8 shocking secrets from RuPaul's Drag Race that you never knew. Off script. Willem Belli appeared on season 4 and placed 7th. On season 4, episode 2, the queens had to split into different teams and perform a wrestling challenge called WTF. In that episode, the princess, who was on Willem's team, landed in the bottom. On her podcast, Willem talked about this and spilt some tea and said that in this episode, she actually wanted to lip sync instead of the princess because Willem felt as team captain she was responsible for the princess's poor performance in the challenge. So Willem said on the main stage to RuPaul, "I'd like to lip sync instead of the princess," and apparently RuPaul, without looking up, just said, "You're going off script," and Willem just said, "Okay," and then walked to the back of the stage. This exchange between Willem and RuPaul wasn't aired, and the princess lip-synced that episode and did end up staying. But this revelation by Willem has led fans to question how much of the show is produced. If RuPaul mentioned "you're going off script," that would imply as though it is scripted. It's also kind of interesting and weird that they didn't show this exchange between Willem and RuPaul, because it would have been a really gag-worthy moment if Willem had lip-synced instead of someone else, because it would have brought more drama to the episode. The mystery note. Mayhem Miller competed on season 10 and All Stars 5, placing 10th and 7th respectively. In an interview, Mayhem once spilt some backstage tea about a mystery note she had received while filming season 10. Apparently, Mayhem came back to her workstation after they had done the main stage portion, and there was a note on top of her makeup brushes that she said was written in, quote, sketchy handwriting. Apparently the note said mean things like, "You're next, B," and "boo-hoo, you're going to be crying later." Mayhem said that she asked if any of the other queens had written the note, but they all said no, and this has now led to rumours that perhaps a member of the production wrote the note to try and stir up some drama. To this day, we still don't know who wrote the note and why. Queen Bey cast-off. Drag Race Holland premiered in 2020 and it's now had 2 seasons. In season 1, the grand prize was a one-of-a-kind dress rather than the usual prize money. Envy Peru, who won the season, was later pictured wearing the winning dress. After the show aired, there were rumours circulating that the dress had actually been made for Beyoncé, but she didn't want the dress, so instead it was used by the network as a prize for Holland's Drag Race because basically Beyoncé didn't want it. This rumour was confirmed by multiple people, but eventually Envy Peru, the winner, confirmed that this was indeed the case. Alaska's Meltdown. Alaska appeared on season 5 and All Stars 2, placing runner-up and winner respectively. In episode 7 of All Stars 2, the queens had to give drag makeovers to their relatives. In that episode, Alaska gave her mother a makeover and landed in the bottom after a mediocre performance. Later in Untucked, Alaska had an epic meltdown that has since become iconic, and she offered the winner of the lip sync that week $10,000 to keep her in the competition because she says, "I need to be here." Alaska later commented on this meltdown and explained that she had put herself under so much pressure in All Stars 2 because she was desperate to win. So the whole season she'd been careful not to say or do anything stupid because she didn't want to have a bad edit. But ultimately, this meant that she almost seemed a little boring in the eyes of the producers. Alaska has also said that a producer told her since after filming that without that meltdown, she wouldn't have won because up until then, she had almost been a bit too robotic in the competition and boring, and it didn't make for good TV. And her meltdown was the first time that she sort of showed a bit of personality, and that is ultimately what allowed her to win. HOLLAND'S burning. Rum appeared on season 1 of Holland's Drag Race and was the first queen to be eliminated. In an interview, Rum said that the light bulbs in the workroom were not the right kind of lights and they were incredibly hot, which isn't great for drag queens who obviously wear a lot of makeup, and it was making them really sweaty all the time. Rum said that apparently after the mini challenge, she put her wet PVC dress down on the bench by the mirror and it caught fire because of the hot light bulbs which burnt through the PVC plastic. Apparently production had to come and put out the fire, and Rum said that they didn't even refund her the cost of the dress even though the lights had burnt a hole through it. Drunk dancing. Jujubee competed in Season 2, All Stars 1 and All Stars 5, placing third and second respectively. We all know that during Untucked, the queens normally get given a drink or a cocktail. But what you might not know is that there is actually apparently a 1 drink limit per person, and this is because of Jujubee. On Season 2, Jujubee landed in the bottom during episode 6 and lip-synced while apparently drunk. According to sources, Jujubee had had too much to drink during Untucked and that led to her lip-syncing drunk. And then this is apparently why the show decided to create the 1 drink per person rule from then on. Homophobic boss. Michelle Visage has been a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race since season 3. She is a popular judge and is known for her no-nonsense style. Merle Ginsburg was a judge on season 1 and 2 before Michelle arrived. Michelle was once asked about this, why she didn't appear in seasons 1 and 2, and Michelle said that she was supposed to have been a judge from the start of the show, but she was under contract at CBS Radio and her boss at the time wouldn't give her time off to go and film Drag Race. Michelle said in an interview that she realised her boss had said no because he was a homophobe and he, quote, didn't think it would be a good image for the radio station. Michelle said that her friend, actress Leah Remini, told her that she had to do season 3, and she convinced Michelle to go to the president of CBS Radio and go over her boss's head. Apparently the president of CBS gave her permission straight away and said that it was fine for her to go film Drag Race, and Michelle's former boss, the homophobe, was later fired. The Hotel Letter. Jiggly Caliente appeared on season 4 and All Stars 6, placing 8th and 12th respectively. Jiggly became a well-liked queen on the show thanks to her endearing personality and her vulnerability. It's been alleged that Jiggly received a checkout letter from the hotel that the queens stayed in on the morning before her elimination lip sync, which would imply as though the show had already told the hotel that Jiggly would be going before she even lip synced. Jiggly later broke down in an episode of Untucked and apparently mentioned the letter, but this was sort of edited out of the show and this caused even more suspicion. And this has led some people to question whether the show makes elimination decisions before the lip sync has even happened, which obviously would seem unfair if it is true. So there you have it. Did any of these backstage secrets surprise you? Do you know any other backstage Drag Race tea? If so, please comment below. And as usual, please don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe, please subscribe because it really helps. Currently, only about 1% of people watching are actually subscribed, which makes me so sad. So please just click that subscribe button, and if you want, ring the bell to get notified for my future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will join me again for another video in the future. Thank you, bye!